What's up, folks? Welcome to this level 1 I'm playing today. Jester's Challenge. Jester's Challenge, another Sonic fan game Sunday? Sure. Welcome to Param Zone, a maze of pure confusion that's ensured to leave you tearing your hair out. Your goal, find the exit. Time amount, unlimited. Rings required, none. Good luck. Press start button. I'll press start button, but hold on. Can we just say? So I'm in like a drum and bass kick right now. Shout out to Bomberman Hero for the N64, like the Bomberman games. Jun Chikuma, I think her name is. Crazy talented, dope video game music, but also just dope musician. And I love that music so much. Like, drum and bass is crazy. And so I got back into it recently because I was thinking about it. There's a whole thing, but this some drum and bass. Like, I'm feeling this junk. All right. Okay, so let's see. A is jump, B is nothing, C is jump. Do we have spin? We don't have spin dash. All right, so this is Sonic 1. Oh, why the boy jump so high? Does the boy jump so high? Why does he jump so high? This is interesting. Okay, so first things first. I'm digging the gradient. All right, I'm a sucker for gradients. All right. Who is this? Is this Parham? Talk to me. Well, where are we going? Down and right. All right. I guess he's gonna tell me. Is that not Param? Oh, it shifted. The level shifted. It changed the freaking. Okay, don't hit that yet. All right. So I don't know if we're gonna actually beat this, but it's possible. The windmills, like sustainable future. All right. Offshore wind is the future. That wasn't there before. If you're against offshore wind, like I get people like, oh, not in my backyard. You know, they don't want to deal. They don't want freaking. All right, talk to me, guy. They don't want to have to deal with the turbines killing their freaking birds and whatnot. But come on, the greenhouse gases. You know, we have environmental issues. Global warming. It's hot as balls right now. So if we can get some healthy, some green energy, so to say, I'm all for it. Stop complaining. Matter of fact, put a wind turbine in my backyard. How about that? I'll take a turbine. If I can do my part. But as I was saying, I'm a sucker for gradient backgrounds. I was like a big fan of like clip art as a kid, and how you had what's it called? Like it's basically, well, it's like word art. Like you could do a bunch of like almost like picture generated fonts. I don't know what technically they were, but like there were fonts you could use that weren't like regular typeface fonts. They were like cool and they had crazy colors and styles and junk. And one of them had a gradient, and I remember that was just so cool. Or like in PowerPoint, you could put a gradient on things, and it's just so cool looking because it's just like it's a gradient. It goes from one color to another. It's like a freaking rainbow. Yeah, so I'm digging that. I'm digging the wind turbines. I also kind of like the nifty little palace underneath. That looks kind of cool. It's kind of like a weird hydrosity zone. Hydrosity. Okay, I know. What's his name? Dude came out recently. Sonic. He came out. He was like, "Yo, it's Hydro City. It's Hydro. It's City. It's Hydro City." I get it, but I'm still saying Hydrosity because it just sounds cooler. Because Sonic, what does Sonic do? Sonic goes fast. Hydrosity, what's it sound like? It sounds like velocity. There you go. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played a freaking game and talked. It's been about 2.5 weeks. And because of that, I feel kind of rusty. Like I'm struggling right now. So this might be the Thor episode because I just saw Thor yesterday. Spoilers ahead for Thor. It's hot as balls. Look, this is what it feels like right now. This is what it feels like in America right now. It's hot as balls. I mean, this is what also it feels like everywhere else too, because it's hot everywhere. I think France was like freaking 120 degrees or something. Like, what the heck? Also, I could listen to this music all day. I know I said it at the beginning, but this is some bitchin' music. This is some bitchin' music. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I saw Thor Love and Thunder, and I'll be honest with you, like, in terms of, so here we're in a weird space with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Maybe we should call it the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. That's what it is now, right? But we're in a weird space because we're like phase 4 has begun, and it's weird because so when phase 1 started, you had Iron Man. You didn't really know where this was headed until you got to the Avengers movie. And it's like, oh junk, they're a whole team. It's a whole squad. Oh junk. And then it started to make sense because then the characters started showing up in other movies, and oh my goodness, freaking Black Widow was introduced in Iron Man 2, but now she's part of the Avengers, or freaking, Falcon's introduced in Ant-Man. Now he's in Captain America. Like there were clearly things that were happening and wheels that were turning. It was like a whole thing. Now with phase 4, it's weird because it's not like phase 1 where you start with like introducing characters, like the way that you have to have the first Iron Man movie, you have to have the first Thor movie. Like now with phase 4, some of these characters have had movies or they have been in other shows, and so it's like you're not getting newly acquainted with people the same way. Like obviously we still are, in the sense of like Miss Marvel and some of these other cats and whatnot, but by and large, it's like it feels way more familiar because you've seen this stuff before, right? And it's weird because like Thor on that front doesn't really do a lot to like create this new world that you're really engaged in. It's just a continuation of his story, and like for the most part, the story has no weight on anything. Like yes, okay, again, spoiler alert. Like Jane Foster becomes Mighty Thor, and then she dies, and then she goes to Valhalla, so she's not Mighty Thor anymore. She could become a Valkyrie. I think that happens in the comics, but the point being, like, she becomes Thor, then she's not Thor, and now she's like hard reset. It doesn't matter, it's just Thor doing his thing. And then like the evil dude Gore, at the end of the movie, he dies, wishes to bring his daughter back. She comes back. Just listen. Oh my god, this is incredible. What song is this? I have to look into this. Shout out Marky Jester. Because this is some bitchin' music. So yeah, he goes and he entrusts all. What are we doing? This is crazy. This is like this is what you'd hear playing the freaking mall. Oh my god, this is awesome. Yo, just listen. Oh my god, he held up a B because he knew I didn't know where I was going. That's so funny. He's like, you gotta press the button, boy. Press the button, boy. Press the button, boy. I can't wait for God of War, by the way. Can't wait for God of War. Like, I'm waiting. I'm not in a hurry, but I can't wait. Because it's gonna be so good. Like I kind of want to go back and replay it because I liked it the first time, and I played a heck of a lot of that game. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I can't waste more time. I just gotta get to the new game and do it. But anyway, so Gore entrusts his daughter to Thor. So now Thor is a dead. Yeah, he's a dead. What do you know? He's a dead. I'm sorry. That's what freaking what's his name was saying. The Rock dude, Korg. Also Meek, she's a freaking secretary now. That's interesting. But yeah, so like he becomes a dad, and it's like, all right. But it's just weird because she's like this little weird demon child who has like demon powers and can shoot lasers out of her eyes or whatever. But at the same time, she's still a child. And it's just kind of weird. Like I don't know. Like, and she calls him Uncle Thor, which like makes sense because like, okay, she was old enough where it's like you can't just replace dad. Like you can't just be like, oh yeah, I never had a dad. You'll just be a new dad. But it is kind of strange. I feel like because is she a thing? And then her name is Love, but his name isn't Thunder, and the movie's Love and Thunder. It's like, why is her name Love? I don't know. It was a little strange. But yeah, so my point being, it doesn't do a whole lot of like character, not character growth. It does enough for character growth. It doesn't do a whole lot for when it comes to like progressing the phases of Marvel. So it's weird because on the one hand, it's like we know that this is kind of a new place for Thor to be. You're on track. Oh my god, we're like halfway through Runaway. We know that like Thor is like in a different space, a different headspace. He's kind of learning to love again and all that crap. But at the same time, it's not like we're any closer to like the Kang reveal or anything that's like going to be played up in Ant-Man. So it's just a little weird because it really feels like we're at a new place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we're just like waiting for everything to unfold. But the way that they've set everything up, especially after like Infinity War, it's so hard not to just like sit back and watch, because you're constantly waiting for the next big reveal. Like, you're waiting to see when freaking MF Doom is going to show up, or when freaking Mephisto, or whoever the crap it is that people keep talking about, is going to show up. And it's just tough because like I want to enjoy it, but it's always hard to enjoy it because you know, like, okay, something big's around the corner, we just don't know what yet. Again, that said, is this what we got? Speed shoot. It just makes it faster. It just makes it faster. But that said, the movie was good. It was fun. It was fun movie. It was fun movie. I don't know why I sound like that. I think it had a lot of like just kind of good riffs. The character seemed really comfortable with herself. I really enjoyed Mighty Thor, like Jane. The whole idea of like seeing someone becoming a superhero for the first time, that never gets old, because it's just like, oh, junk, I was this average person, and now I can do crazy things. I can fly. Mjolnir is helping me. Nah. Alright, screw you, Marky Jester. You suck. You suck. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. So now which way do I go? Like, I can't go that way. Can't go that way. But yeah, so it's neat seeing like Jane become Thor, and it's weird because it's like Thor is not just Thor Odin's son. Like, Thor is a thing. It's like, oh, she became a Thor, and so like there's multiple Thors, and it's weird because like it's not really a multiverse, but it's kind of a multiverse in that regard, because there could be more than one Thor, even though Thor is Thor. It's not like there's more than one Spider-Man. It's not like it's a multiversal Thor. It's literally just another Thor, as opposed to like, it's not like in Spider-Man No Way Home where it was like different versions of Spider-Man that were all Peter Parker, but it's literally just a different. It's like if you had freaking Spider Girl or whatever, Spider Gwen. It's like if you had her, she's not a multiversal variant of Spider-Man per se. She's literally a different person with Spider-Man powers, and that's like what Jane is. It's just weird because it's not multiverse, but it also could be multiverse. It's so strange. Anyway, that tangent aside, what was I saying? Yeah, it was a fun enough movie. Valkyrie, I've been seeing like Valkyrie's definitely in a weird space, because she definitely felt like an addendum to the movie. Like, she didn't really have a lot going on. Like, she was just chilling. She was just kind of like the king, and she's just doing like her Valkyrie duties, but she wasn't really important. She was just kind of like a third wheel to add some comedic relief to the budding relationship of Jane and Thor, because like you need that go-between, because it can't really be Korg, because Korg is too pointless. Like, Korg doesn't have any real narrative progression, so he's just a throwaway character. Like, he's literally just freaking the director in a freaking mocap suit or whatever. So I don't think you could have Korg be that third wheel. But Valkyrie, it makes sense. Like, you need somebody to kind of like break the tension, or be the go-between between Jane and Thor. But that said, she didn't really do that, so it's just a little weird. It was an interesting enough movie. Thor kills Zeus, so that was kind of cool. But then he didn't kill Zeus. Spoiler alert! I told you, spoiler. So just don't be mad at me if you didn't see the movie. But yeah, he kills Zeus, but then doesn't kill Zeus. It turns out at the end, and then Hercules, Zeus' son, he's like, "Yo," Dad's like, or Zeus is like, "Yo, you gonna kill him, boy, you need to go kill Thor," and that's where we leave off. So that was a terrible summation of the movie, but the point being, it was fun. It was just fun. It actually had me chuckling in a way that I haven't really chuckled much at Marvel, because, God, what I've realized is that a lot of Marvel, the humor is like, it relies on physical comedy a lot of times, because they're superheroes and whatnot, while Wait, am I seeing things? I definitely saw a moto bug. It definitely relies a lot on physical comedy. I think just because they're super powered and all that, but this worked well with like what's his name, Chris Hemsworth's comedic ability, and the directors' comedic ability, even like Natalie Portman and all that. Like they were good. They were just good in terms of how they played their characters, being kind of like confident superheroes while still being regular people who were a little bit goofy and have their like wacky sides to them. So it's just a fun movie. And it's fun in the way that like it's kind of strange because it's kind of like the way that I think Miss Marvel started, but didn't. And I have no clue where I'm going, by the way. It's fun the way Miss Marvel started, but not the way it ended. Where like, yeah, I guess like killing all the gods would be terrible because that was Gore's whole thing. Like he's like, I'm gonna kill all the gods. It's like, yeah, that's pretty bad. But it's not necessarily fate of the world bad because they never really established it like the gods are the ones who like control like life itself. Like if the gods disappear, it's not like the whole world necessarily falls into chaos. It's just okay, the gods won't be around, so it's not like this life or death stake that like adds a lot of tension. It's just like, okay, yeah, this really bad thing will happen, but it's not like it's Thanos level bad. So we can just kind of have a movie and it can keep its lighthearted tone without it being like really off-putting. I knew that was gonna happen. Making progress though. I gotta be making progress. So yeah, it was just a lighthearted movie. I enjoyed it. Some cool cinematography choices. Obviously, the black and white portion was kind of cool when they were on the Dark World or whatever it is. That was something too. Like I think that's the weird thing, and I guess that's why this movie feels so out of whack, right? Because the first two were directed by a different person, and oh come on, bro, you gotta be kidding me. Can we go back now? First two were directed by different people or whatever, and that's all well and good. But they definitely had like a different tone compared to Ragnarok, which was way more like campy and just kind of like fun, unhinged, even though it had like a decent amount of stakes, or at least the end of the movie kind of like resolved into like a bigger problem with the MCU and Thanos' arrival and that crap. This one's weird because this almost could have served as like the first Thor movie, or like a sequel to the first movie, because it was that lighthearted in tone and didn't have anything going on that was like particularly particularly weighty. So it's literally like you could have like the first Thor, and then after that there's the Jane and Thor like romance, and then this Thor where they reunite and find each other. It's just weird. Let's go this way, sure. Like, I really don't want to keep playing this, but I feel like I've put the time in, so now I just have to see it through. It's so weird because I'm starting to learn about myself. Well, I've known this, but like, I prefer certain types of games, and it's so interesting because I feel like sometimes I don't give games enough of a chance, but I also realize that there's only so much time, and if I can't play every game, I have to spend time playing the games that I want to play. Oh, that almost had me. I thought we made it. And it's like, it's tough because like I want to try a bunch of games. Like right now, I've gone back and I'm playing The Ascent, and I found out I think it's only like 12 hours long, so it's like, that's cool. I could get through something like that fairly quickly. Let's go under, actually. Nope. I could go, I could play through a game like that and like it's fine, but it's like if I don't actually enjoy the experience, it's like, does it matter that I can say, oh, I beat this game, and this game? Like recently, I've been playing. Okay, hold on, I got it. My nose is dripping. Recently I've been playing Nope, not Thor. My brains. Recently I've been playing Crash 4 because it came to PlayStation Plus. I just played for PlayStation Plus, like the base plan, extra, no, not extra, essentials. Because I already have Game Pass. I don't need another subscription service when I barely play anything other than freaking Call of Duty and Elden Ring. So I was playing Crash 4, and I was like, okay, let's try it again. Let's try it. Crash 2 is my favorite of the Crash games. It's the one I grew up with, but that said, I don't really like Crash Bandicoot games, and I realized with this one that I still don't like Crash Bandicoot games. And it's frustrating because like I want to like it. It clearly has a fan base, but they're not very good platformers. I find them to have trouble with like, or at least they give me trouble with like depth perception, and like the 3D platforming of it all is not its strong suit. But that's like literally what the game is, and I find it more frustrating than anything else. And part of me is like, okay, you gotta keep playing because you started it, you gotta finish it. And then the other part of me is like, I've died 28 levels in Neo Cortex. I'm done. I don't have to say that I beat this because who cares? So that's where I kind of end up with games. And so in this situation, I'm like, yeah, I started this game, let me finish it. But it's now freaking 21 minutes and 24 seconds. And is that spike glitch? Oh, thank God. And I can't find my way out of here. Quite frankly, I don't care that much. So that's going to do it for this episode of what I'm playing. Next time, we're going to come back and play a game that has an actual end to it. And see what lies in store for our spiny blue protagonist. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.